Taking the girls out there, that you were going to do that to them?
None of this makes sense. That's why I know you guys keep asking these questions, because it doesn't make sense to me.
You could have done it before you guys left.
I know.
And not had him, alive in the backseat. They could have been with Shannan in the backseat.
I don't know, why it happened. Why I left everything out there in the field and why, all this stuff. None of this makes sense.
So you've been told how it happened in the house and then at the site. What else did you learn from the tape?
I think the hardest part, knowing our granddaughter watched her sister die and then begged for her life. Yeah, I don't know how much worse than you can hear.
So you say it could be even worse. What could be worse?
Jamming their bodies in the 8-inch hole, I couldn't. I mean, Dr. Phil, what could be worse? I just pray to God in heaven that they were literally dead. I don't even think their bodies were cold enough to get in the oil. I think they were still warm. So yeah, it's pretty sick. Sometimes I think, how could he seriously think he'd get away with it? And the only thing I kept thinking was, as a mom, is did he always play like he was always a good boy and then had a dark side? I don't think he snapped, because didn't he call everybody the day before at his job and tell them, don't go to that site, I got it?
And how cool he was right after when the cops came. He had nothing.
Yeah.
Didn't look sad, worried.
Gave 3 interviews willingly when I told him I wouldn't do that if I were you, but hey,
When he first came into your life and came into Shannan's life, he wasn't a problem. At that point...
No, he was amazing.
This was a positive
regular old
thing.
guy, yeah. He's a good dude.
You liked him? You thought he was a good guy?
Yeah.
Was he hiding all of this at the time, or did something happen to change him across time?
I think him cheating is what changed his whole mind. I think that's what turned everything. Someone got into his head, manipulated him, and told him that, hey, I don't want a guy that's already got kids and a wife. I want to start fresh with someone that doesn't have all this, and I think got through his head. And
well, maybe it was, like you said, Frankie, about the sex, but also, 4 or 5 times a day? With her and looking up porn and Googling my daughter before she died.
He wanted a new life.
But you get a divorce, right?
He wanted a new life. He didn't want all that.
So he wanted a new life, so he took away your life.
Yeah. And his family's life. Yeah.
Very selfish.
Yeah.
Was there a time before this that you recognized that Shannan was in danger?
Never. When she was in North Carolina visiting, we noticed he was being real cold. I mean...
But still, never would have thought...
But never, he was too nice of a guy to just do all that damage.
When she went missing, we still didn't think he did that until we saw the interview. It was like...
When you saw the interview of him standing in the driveway, and...
I wanted to fly there immediately.
That triggered you.
Oh, yeah, live.
You saw what I said about...
Giggling
you saw what I said about that interview with Duping Delight and all of that. I mean, to me, that...
Keeping his arms crossed and swaying.
It was pretty clear to me that he had done something horrible at that point. You knew right then.
I knew that morning.
Well, once we knew that all the doors were locked from the inside out, the only way in or out was the garage. But we still didn't think that he would do something like that. We thought maybe he'd put him somewhere. And that was the last thing that ran through our mind.
I called 17 times that morning. I called everybody, the school, Chris, my daughter, the neighbor, called everybody.
Was there any time that you believed him?
No.
Not at all.
Never.
Never believed him.
The first time you talked to him?
Because we found out he backed the truck up.
As soon as I found out he backed his truck up into the driveway, I knew